Hello and welcome to FPL Weekly, and I am slightly more upbeat than last week, even though I had a bit of an average week. But I think that my co-host, by the looks of his face, probably would have taken an average week because he got absolutely shat on, which I got shat on last week, as we talked about a lot, and got multiple bad breaks, and my co-host has had that this week. I got 47, I think he got 33, so not a good week for either, but
36 me, pal.
36, I got 47, so there's 11 in it. We both had pretty bad weeks. Yours was slightly worse. The only real difference was Morris captain. I went Morris on a captain him, he got me 20, and he went Haaland captain, he got you 4. That's 16 points. So, yeah, without that, I'd have been equally as shit. I was still under the average. But yeah, not a good week for you, pal. And interestingly, I activated the wildcard. I activated it pretty much straight away. I knew I wanted to play it. And I the reason I did it is to help with price rises and price falls, which I'll come into more detail later. But Chez is going for the strategy of not playing it. He kind of committed to that. And I think now you've missed the price rise and the price falls. He kind of committed to not playing it. So, and you've got a few fires you need to put out, which you're going to tell me about now, mate.
Yeah.
What's happened?
Terrible.
Yeah.
Absolutely terrible. I feel like a balloon that's just deflated and just farting around the room, just going. Absolutely awful. So not only did I have a bad week, but then all of my kind of decisions have kind of gone against me. So, for example, took Saka out to get Gordon in. Obviously, Saka outscored Gordon, and then also Saka didn't. Saka actually played. You know, that was a thing all week. It was Saka's not going to play. Saka's not going to play. Saka's not going to play. But ultimately, I'm in a position where Saka did play. Now, it has transpired that he's got injured, so Champions League fixture, so it could work out quite well. But ultimately, my defence moving into this week, yeah. So game week 8 was always a terrible week for everyone. When your big hitters are playing each other, then you tend to be struggling from that behalf. But this week, my defence reads like this. We have Matty Cash away at Wolves. Really good. I'm happy with that fixture. It's fine. My next one is Saliba at home to Man City. 0 clean sheet.
Stinks of a 1-pointer.
Stinks. Yellow card, 90 minutes.
Or 2 goals conceded, yeah.
Zilch. My other 3 options in defence are Purvis, Estupinan, who has just been confirmed as injured. Red flag.
About a month, yeah.
Botman, pretty much confirmed injured. Yellow flag, definitely going to be injured for this game.
Not playing. Back off.
Not playing. Break. Yeah. Bell, chance that he plays, however, unlikely. Hobbled off in the fixture last night in the second fixture.
And even if you do play him, they've got Spurs, which isn't
home to
stinks of a 1-pointer. Yeah. No way Spurs don't score. No way.
No. So it's not looking great for me. And if we move forward into midfield,
transfer to me, Broski.
Yep, and probably going to end up taking a 4-point hit, I imagine. Rashford and Bruno are both at home to Brentford, but they couldn't hit a barn door with a banjo. Foden could easily get benched, very easily. Matoma is at home to Liverpool. Again, he could end up being benched because you've got probably a more important game on Thursday night. Darwin away at
he should play, Darwin. He should play. Gakpo is injured. Diaz, Jota suspended. He should play.
You would hope so. Arsenal away at Haaland away at Arsenal. So that's my captain option, by the way. That's my captain option. In all seriousness, my other captain option is Darwin. I am really considering Darwin, mainly because if we get news that he's starting, which I think the fixtures is right that we should get news. Is that right?
No, we're Sunday. We're Sunday.
Oh, shit. We're Sunday,
So you might not get it, but as long as he's not injured, as long as we know he's not injured or he, whatever, we see him a bit against whoever you've got Thursday, he's got to play. Like I say, Jota suspended, Gakpo injured. He's got to play, surely.
The other option that I have, so I have one free transfer, which I obviously need to do with regards to this. I have 3.9 in the bank because I'm going Rashford to Salah. Do I take a hit and do Rashford to Son for this week for captain?
There's not loads in it, by the way.
And then
I
go
probably will go Son captain, but there's not loads between him and Haaland this week.
And then go from Rashford, and then go from Son to Salah.
Is it worth just doing that? 2 transfers for 1 week of Son? Don't think so. Personally, I don't think it's worth it.
It scares the living hell out of me, by the way, guys.
Yeah. I think you better off taking a hit.
What for? The defence?
You need a defender, yeah.
No, I need a defender. That's obvious. But like Purvis comes out and Porro comes in. Do you think that's enough Tottenham cover?
Yeah, it's a good point. The Luton game, it could be 4-0 for sure, easily.
Could be 7. Could be 7.
Yeah, I hope it is. But yeah, 4. Yeah,
or it could be 1-0. It could be 1-0.
Yeah.
So that is where I'm
I
currently.
don't tend to like transferring players in for 1 week. That's all.
No, never do I. And we heavily, would recommend never doing that.
Yeah.
Our
rule, really.
But anyway, it is what it is. That's where I'm at. I'm in the mud. I feel, but however, look, I committed to this move. That's my transfers for the last 2 weeks have been regarding not playing my wild card. Again, this is meant to be a transfer week where I look at Tottenham defenders. That has always been my way, is to look at Tottenham defenders for this week, because their fixture run gets really good for the next kind of 8 to 10 fixtures, and someone like Porro or Ndoggy would be heavily featuring my team for the next couple of weeks. But I've been screwed over. Botman was meant to be someone who was playing this week, and it was meant to be, and the other person who was meant to be playing this week was possibly Purvis at home, but also I brought in Gordon, and knowingly on 4 yellows, I did kind of hope that he might manage to make one more
game.
One game, mate.
Yeah.
Away at West Ham was a really nice fixture for him. I really fancied him for that one. But yeah. Do you know how long it is since Haaland last scored a goal? Including tonight's fixture that's just happened away at Leipzig.
He scored against West Ham, didn't he?
346 minutes.
That's a lot for him. It's a lot for him. It must have been the West Ham goal.
Yeah. 346 minutes.
Wolves. Did he blank tonight?
I just want to tell you, the Newcastle game has just finished, and there's been a late goal, last-minute goal, and they've won 4-1 against PSG.
Wow. I'm miles behind. There's still 3-1 on mine. Wow.
Shaw. Yeah. Shaw.
He's an option.
Oh, yeah. Do I go triple? Do I go Shaw instead of anyone else?
Oh, Burn scored as well. I've got Burn at 4.5. He just scored. They're all making Newcastle a great assets now. I'm gonna have 3. They're just good assets. I feel like they've turned the corner. Defense, them and City are the best defenses in the league. They look really solid at the back. Newcastle. You've got some cheap assets in there like Burn, Botman, Shaw. I mean, pay the money for Trippier if you want. Don't get me wrong. I understand why people are doing it because he's getting some assists. His assist against Burnley was very, very fortunate. It was basically a tackle, and then Almiron to put it in the top bin. So I think people are going slightly overboard about Trippier. I don't think he's essential, but is he a good option? Is he 2.2 million better than Burn?
Mm.
Don't know.
Mm.
Don't know. I'm okay about Trippier. I'm not mad about him. I'm more keen on Cash. I'm more keen on Porro. And just as a general rule, and what we've seen this year, I don't like spending loads on defenders. There's not been many clean sheets this year. Do you really want to rely on defender assists? They're a bit rare. So, yeah.
Mm. So I think the next kind of half of this pod, you're just gonna take the hot seat and talk about your wild card. And so Johnny's in a wild card this week, and what I kind of want you to do is go through your options, and how you're cooking it up, basically.
Yeah. So let's go back a little bit to the start, and then I'll come to that. So my team was starting to struggle, and it kind of got worse and worse and worse. Gusto suspended, Chilwell injured, City fixtures turn, Chelsea fixtures. Anyway, it kind of snowballed into me thinking that wildcard was a good idea, which it feels like it is. It feels like it is. And it's partly as well now, the reason I had to activate it early, I talked about this a little bit earlier, was to protect price rises. So I've saved about, if I did my team now, it's 1 million. I'm 1 million worse off, which is quite a lot. So Rashford went down, and Boomer went down, Saka went down, Chilwell went down, Gusto went down. That's 0.5 I've saved, which I avoided because I went early. And going up or gone up is Son, Salah, Watkins, Cash, Burn. So that's 1 million.
Are you telling the listeners that you've got lucky?
No, because I knew what I was doing. That's why I didn't. That's why I've activated it as soon as I could, and I haven't activated it now. If I'd have activated it now, that's bad play, isn't it? I knew what I was doing, and we all knew that team value would go up, and we all knew that people waiting till game week 10 are doing it for a reason, but they're going to miss out on team value. And part of the reason I went in 8 is because I kind of caught the team value. So that was a huge reason why I did it. Seems to be going well, and there's room for a couple more as well. Turner might go up, Purvis might go down, blah blah blah. Madison, I think, as well. So possibly Derby. So glad I did it. Seems to have paid off. There's been so much injury news this week. It feels like once a day. Eze was in my team, he's injured, but that's fine because I can just he's just one less option. Purvis I had originally, but I actually chose to take him out because our defence is shocking, shambolic. How we get walked through is just staggering. Villa scored 6 times. Athens are terrible. They scored 3 times. So yeah, until we get our defence sorted, I've got no interest on how attacking you are. I still
as Goldridge said, Man United have got a subcategory on Pornhub because they get done round the back so many times.
So funny that was.
I would suggest that Brighton are in that subcategory also.
Yeah, but we don't get done round the back; we get done in the front. Until that's addressed, we can ship goal to anyone, mate. Athens are, and I went to the game, are a championship side, and they walk through us with long balls. They're just long ball, bang, goal. So until that problem gets solved, every time Villa went forward, they scored. The result was flattering. Yes, we didn't deserve anything from the game. The result was flattering, but that's partly our fault. In that every time they came forward, they scored.
I thought Dunk
had a bad game against Villa.
Oh, okay.
He's been amazing. You know what I think about him? He didn't have his best game against Villa. So I just hope that that's a one-off. It's the first bad game I've seen him have in months/years. So it's a one-off, but he didn't have his best game. But it's not just him. Still, I mean, you might as well have had a sieve goal. Like some of the stuff he should have been saving. It was one of those days.
By the way,
how many times do I have to say one of those days?
Keeper doesn't look too great.
Verbruggen.
No.
probably coming in again, mate. Still just shipped 6 goals. So, and I
Yeah,
do see some
but
of De Zerbi's comments about. I agree with you. I haven't loved seeing Verbruggen so far. De Zerbi loves him. He's going to be one of the best goalkeepers in the world. So, De Zerbi absolutely raves about him. So, still may lose his spot. I think they'll still flip flop, but still may lose his spot a bit. 6 goals isn't ideal, and he wasn't great. Anyway, I can't trust our defence, so Purvis was coming out anyway. So that's that. Glad I played it. Beat some price rises. Every injury that happens is good news for me. Saka injury is good news for me. The one I need to keep an eye on is Diaby, because he's currently in my draft. He's got a knock. But even if he's just out for one game, I still probably have him. I like Gordon as well, mainly because Barnes is injured and they've got a good fixture run. He's one I need to keep an eye on because, well, not keep an eye on, but he's suspended. So I need to manage that. And the only other one is really, and I'll go through my whole team in a minute. The only other one is Nunes in terms of should play against Brighton, but then longer term, international breaks, got a niggling knee injury. Gakpo's not out for as long as I'd hoped. The initial reports were Gakpo is going to be out for 6 weeks, which is great for Nunes. But now the reports are going to be that Gakpo's back for Merseyside Derby. So that's only one game. If Gakpo's fit for Merseyside Derby, I'm pretty sure he starts. Nunes is playing Brazil 3 days before. You're the early on Saturday. I can't see Nunes starting that. So that I need to play by ear. So yeah, I've got a few little. I need to wait for Friday to finalise my team with press conference injuries. But at the moment, Turner, Areola, and goal, I love. I don't like spending money on goalkeepers. Both look like they're fairly nailed. There's a slight chance Turner gets rotated, but it's quite unlikely. He's been pretty good. And even if he does, I've got Areola and West Ham's fixtures run is really good. And I'm only spending 8.2 on goalkeepers that rotate really well as well. For me, no brainer. Cash was in anyway. I'm holding a lot of value in him. He's attacking. He's really attacking when he plays right by the wing, like the Chilwell role, which he hasn't really recently, but he's still a good option. He's an attacking fullback, looks nailed because of injuries they've got. Fixture run's incredible. I'm holding value in him. I bought him at 4.6, 4.9 now. No brainer to keep him. Porro I really like. I feel like I want a Spurs fullback. They're quite attacking. It's Porro or a doggy. They're close-ish, but Porro seems better. He's 0.2 million more. So if you can't get the 0.2 million, then a doggy's fine. But looking into the data, which I have learned a lot this week, Porro is a bit better. Shoots more, takes more crosses, etc., etc. So I think it's a good option. Spurs look like they're doing well. They haven't got European football to manage. He looks nailed. He's very attacking. Like him. Burn is a cheap way into Newcastle's defence. If Botman wasn't injured, it would be Botman because he's a tiny bit more nailed. But one, he's injured. And two, what I would say is I think he's a bit injury prone, Botman. That would concern me a bit. He seems to always pick up a knock. So that would concern me slightly. So I've just gone Burn. Seems nailed, 4.5. Love it. Really cheap way into Newcastle's defence. And then at the moment, I've just gone 3.9s. Lamptey has become a better option with Purvis being injured. He's a 3.9. He's the cheapest player in the game. Our fixtures runs gets good soon. Purvis injury, no-brainer. And the other one is Taylor. He's the other good 3.9. Seems to be nailed at Burnley. Fullback. Burnley's fixtures are okay. It's fine. I don't want to spend a lot of money on my goalkeepers and defence because of what I'm about to talk about, which is really good. My attackers, really. So, look, if I needed to spend any more money in defence, I love Cash, I love Burn, I love Porro. I don't really want to go Trippier. I like him, but I don't think he's worth 6.7 personally. So what would I do? I could maybe go Taylor up to, I don't know who I'd want though even. A 4.5, like maybe Aguirre at West Ham, I've looked at. Maybe Van der Ven at Spurs, but that blocks a midfielder. Maybe Anderson at Palace. But then none of them shout at me. Gabriel maybe is an option. But none of them shout at me. So I actually quite like the defence. Going on to midfield,
Anderson went up, didn't he, last night?
Yeah, so I've missed that. But I don't think I'm going to go for him anyway, hence why I didn't bring him in. I could have brought him in, because hence the price rise stuff that I can just play around with. But I don't think I'm going to go for him. I think I'd go Gabriel. They're both 4.8. I think I'd just go Gabriel. He's been overachieving, Anderson, let's be honest. He scored a freak goal at Old Trafford. Anderson's predicted points against United was probably 3. He got 15. So he's overachieving. He scored a wonderful goal, kept a clean sheet, 3-point bonus. He's got 15 points. It's a freak show. So he's overperforming. Palace's run's okay, but yeah, I think Gabriel's a better option if I was to go there anyway. Going on to my midfield, Salah's a no-brainer. Liverpool's fixture run is incredible. He's on penalties. He scored his penalty, so I'm a bit more confident about that he's going to keep them, and he looks like he's turned the corner with pens.
Do you think, question about Salah, do you think I need to do Rashford to Salah this week?
I don't think you need to do it this week, no. Because Rashford's got Brentford at home and Salah's got Brighton away. And I know we're not looking great defensively, but I wouldn't say it's an easy game. I'd be surprised if you score more than 2.
You've just told me that your defence conceded 3 goals to a championship team.
It did.
So
you could score goals, yes. But really hard game, then I'd say fine. Can Rashford get returns at home against Brentford? Of course he can.
No, he's shit.
Anyone that thinks he can't is an idiot. He started badly. Is he still capable of getting returns at home against Brentford? Yes. So I wouldn't be rushing to do it this week. No, you can do, but I feel like I wouldn't because 1, you don't need to, and 2, you need a defender. That would be priority for me over that move.
Well, it is.
Yeah, just Salah. Look, he's the only nailed player in their attack. The others aren't nailed. Diaz maybe, but I wouldn't even say nailed, and he never plays 90 minutes. I'd pay the extra for Salah. He's on penalties. He's obviously an unbelievable player, an unbelievable option, always has been. Fixture run's really good, and more importantly, a captain option. Quite a few weeks coming up.
Mm-hmm.
It's just a no-brainer. I can afford him, so he's in. People say he's expensive. Yeah, he is maybe a little bit expensive, but I can afford him, so in he goes. Son is even more nailed in my team than Salah. I just have to go Son. It's simple as that. Good fixture run, playing up top, comfortable in the position, scoring goals, should be on penalties, captain, turned a corner, Spurs are playing well, no Europe, no brainer. The rest is interesting. I love Diaby. I need to keep an eye on his injury, but as long as he's okay, even if he's out for 1 week, I go Diaby. Plays up top pretty much. His heat map's exactly the same as Watkins. Nailed. Villa's fixture run is incredible. No brainer. Again, look, if he's out for 6 weeks, I'm back to the drawing board. But it doesn't look like he is because initial reaction from Emery was it was fine. He was quite coy today. He basically said he can't make Wednesday. I don't know about Saturday. So, fine. For the time being, unless I hear on Friday he's out for 5 weeks, 6 weeks, he's in. And then the other one's Gordon. I like Gordon. He's improving as a player. I know we slagged him a bit last year and we had him and he was a troll for us. But he's moved to I wouldn't say bigger club, but he's moved to a more the team. Newcastle are playing better than Everton right now. Of course they are. They're more capable of scoring goals. So he's in a better team in that regard. He's nailed because Barnes is out for 3 months. That's the most important bit. Barnes is out, so he's nailed. He's an enabler at 5.6. Yes, he's suspended this week. So what? I can plan my way around that. Have him on the bench. West Ham away isn't. It's fine, but it's not Luton at home. So there's worse games to be missing. So I like Gordon. I think he's cheap and he's capable. He's getting better. They trust him there. Howe loves him. And although I don't think he's a great finisher, he's exciting. He could get assists. He could win penalties. I wouldn't completely rule out Almiron. We've had this discussion before. I rate him a lot higher than you. He scored a brilliant goal tonight. He's got a brilliant goal at the weekend. He is a top finisher. He scored a wonder goal at the weekend. He looks to me like he scores a fantastic goal once every 2 weeks or every 3 weeks. So is he worth the 0.7? If I had the funds, if I just had the funds, let's say I finish my team and I've got 0.7, I wouldn't discount me going to Almiron. I just think he's a better player, and he seems like he's as nailed at the moment. So don't get me wrong. They've got
so
Champions
you
League
do him then Gordon.
If they were both the same price, I'd do Almiron. Yes.
Okay.
Obviously, the thing is, it's 0.7. So if I have that 0.7 spare, I'll do it. but I probably won't have that 0.7 spare. But I probably won't do it. But if they're both 5.6, I'm going Amron all day long. Yeah, all day long. The other one's really interesting, and it's kept changing. It was Eze, he got injured. Saka was a consideration, he got injured. Mitoma is a consideration longer term because our fixtures get really good from 10, but our next two fixtures are Liverpool and Man City. So I won't have him now, but I will probably have him soon. So that's him. That's Saka. Eze's gone. The two that leaves me really, I say 2/3. It leaves me. I'm fine with Maddison, but I'm not as sweet as the community. The community says that Maddison is a shoo-in on the wild card. I don't necessarily agree with that. I've got Son, so I don't necessarily need Maddison as well. He's a good option. He wasn't that influential against Liverpool. Like, he's not that attacking. He nearly scored. Alisson made a brilliant save. Apart from that, he wasn't that involved. More news that broke today, and the reason I'm talking about this is Richarlison is currently in my team, and a lot of people are going to laugh at that, and I get it. But I feel like he's turned the corner a little bit. He's got his goal. Solomon's out for 3 months, so that gives him minutes, especially in the short term until Brennan Johnson comes back. Even when Brennan Johnson comes back, there's a chance that he might play in Kulusevski's spot. So minutes should be fine for Richarlison. His attacking numbers are miles better than Kulusevski's, data-wise, miles better. And they're comparable, very, very similar to Maddison's. So I can do a lot with that 1.2 million that I save. So at the moment Richarlison's in, that is absolutely subject to change. Absolutely subject to change. We should get the Tottenham team news. So that is a thing. So if I know that Richarlison's starting, I could have him. Depends a bit on Diaby news. It depends a bit. The only other one, really, is Bruno. I haven't given up on Bruno. A lot of people and the community in general feel like they've given up on him. I've given up a bit on Rashford. I've given up more on Rashford. I haven't given up on Bruno.
Yeah.
Very influential, top player, nailed, 90 minutes, penalties, free kicks, good fixtures.
I just hate him. I hate him on that right wing. So
I don't like him on the right wing either.
Yeah, Anthony being back is a good thing.
Yeah, I agree. He's still a very important player for Man U, and he's not defensive mid, and Wright is not great, but he's still getting involved. He nearly got. Did you see when Rashford should have found him for a tap in? Like, he's still in these attacking positions. He's on free kicks. He's on penalties. He's a good player. I like him. Telling me I want him, but I just can't fit everyone in. And Maddison.
Do you have Watkins, by the way?
Oh yeah, I've got Watkins. Yeah, he's nailed for me. I just have to go there. So that's me on midfield. I'm pretty much done. I can go on to Watkins. Brought him in for 7.9, up to 8 straight away. Rumours he might go up in the next couple of days, so I might get a bloody 0.2 on him.
Who?
Watkins. This is such an interesting one. I've been listening to a lot of content this week. Is it knee-jerk? Arguably. For a reason? Yes. You can't ignore what you've seen. Yes, he overachieved his data massively, but it wasn't just that. He scored against Chelsea. He looks like he's turned the corner. Villa's fixtures are incredible. That's a massive part of it. You know how much of a fixtures nerd I am. He's nailed. Yes, the slight downside is he's not on penalties, which is a bit annoying. But we shouldn't ignore an asset because they're not on penalties. And that's maybe what I was guilty of for not having him in the first place. We talked about him. We said we don't have him in the previous pod. We said we don't have him because he's not on penalties. That shouldn't mean we don't pick someone. It's an added bonus, but it shouldn't put us off someone. So I feel like a lot of the people that are doing well have him. And I feel like he has the potential to go nuclear. And I feel like if I don't have him, it's a risk because so many people do. And especially in our league that we really want to win, a load of people have him. And I feel like if he does go ballistic, we're in trouble. So at least I kind of cover that off. Haaland is Haaland. I'm staggered, and I messaged you this the other day, with how many people are looking at no Haaland drafts. Staggered.
Well, what I just mentioned, 360 odd minutes without a goal. 14.1 million.
Haaland, mate. Do you know what it is for me? People have short memories, and it actually irritates me a little bit. People have short memories. He had 17 predicted points against West Ham. That was, 2 weeks ago?
Mm-hmm.
Come on, guys. He's Haaland. He's going to be top goal scorer this year. He was top goal scorer last year. He scores for fun. Come on. He's Haaland. He might not be on his best form. He's Haaland. He takes penalties. He's at Man City. I don't care about his price. If he's 15, 60 million, I'd still have him. I can't cope with not having him. That's the bottom line. I don't get excited at the prospect of not having him. It scares the life out of me. It scares the life out of me not captaining him, let alone not having him. That's not fun for me. I try and play this game for fun. Not having Haaland isn't enjoyable for me, and I don't need to do it. What I mean by that is people keep saying, look at the team you could have without Haaland. Look at the team I've got with Haaland. It's fine. I've got Haaland, Salah, Son, Watkins, Porro, Cash. It's still class. So if I needed that cash, do you know what? I'm not going to say it because I wouldn't even do it anyway. But people that need the cash, some are doing it. Even if you need the cash, it's a stupid move in my opinion. Haaland's a lock all year unless he breaks his leg. The other one is really interesting, and it's kind of dictating my team at the moment, is Darwin. Now, I know you're very sweet on him, and I completely understand why. The pros and cons. The pros are he's explosive. Pros are Liverpool have the ability to score a lot of goals. Liverpool's fixtures are incredible, and he does seem like first choice. There's a lot of pros there. There's a lot of pros. His XG is frightening. It always has been. The cons are long-term, not sure of minutes. International breaks, he's nailed for Uruguay. He will play. Long way to travel home. Jet lag, 2 days rest. And although I think he's first choice, that concerns me.
Do we just, it probably would be something that you should look into. Do we know who they've got in the international game week?
Brazil, I think it is, I heard.
Let me have a look.
I'm pretty sure it's Brazil. But it's on, right. Yeah, Uruguay, Brazil. Wednesday, the 18th of October. Early hours. You're Saturday early.
Jesus Christ. Shock. Oh, what? Sorry. Is that after an international game week, international fixture, Liverpool are playing early again? Shocked.
Victim. We'll talk about that on another pod.
No. Honestly, how many? I think Klopp was moaning about it last time, saying that we've been early in the last. Was it 8 out of the last 11?
Yeah, you're 12:30 on Saturday. So, and he's playing Wednesday early hours. Flies back, jet lag. He's got a niggling knee injury. That's my concern. If he was as nailed as Salah, my God, I'd be jumping over myself to get him in the team. Sadly, he's not. And that's a concern. Look, he's in my team at the moment. I'm looking at it. He's in my team. Will he be? I don't know. And it depended a bit on Gakpo injury. Gakpo, the initial rumours were he was out for 6 weeks.
Rasmus.
We'll come on to that because I really like him. Quickly, I'll finish off on Darwin. The initial rumours were Gakpo was out for 6 weeks. Now, if that was the case, I'd be going Darwin because Gakpo is the direct. He's mostly the minutes risk with Darwin. He's the competitor. But do I want to get Darwin in just because I think he's going to play against Brighton? Really? The main reason I wanted him is because of your unbelievable run after Brighton. So, coming on to Højlund, do I save 0.3 and go for someone that's absolutely nailed? He looks like he's turned the corner. He was class against Galatasaray. Class. Even the goal he got disallowed was taken brilliantly. He looks like a talent. I've seen him one game. And I spent a lot of money. It's not breaking news here. But he does look like he's got it all. He's quick. He's strong. He's tall. I like him. He's nailed. United's fixtures are really good. He's too cheap. And I say he's too cheap because he hasn't exploded yet. If he starts to explode, how many years gone by in FPL would you have get a guaranteed United striker for 7 million? Impossible. Impossible. So he has the potential to.
Do you have in your current draft, do you have Bruno?
No.
Okay, because that would have been a little bit of a move for you to have taken Bruno out, gone Nunes to Højlund, and then improve, and then maybe you could have actually gone. You could have gone to Diaz, maybe Luis Diaz,
Possibly.
who's more nailed than Nunes, and is cheaper. So really,
I still can.
Because I would agree that out of that as a combination, I currently have Fernandez and Nunes, whereas I think that Rasmus Højlund and Diaz would probably be a better two.
Yeah, maybe.
And it's cheaper.
Diaz is a possibility. He definitely is a possibility. But I don't think I need Salah, Diaz, Darwin. I don't think I need a triple.
No. Well, this is what I was saying is that
it needs to be Diaz or Darwin. Yeah.
And I feel like you do need United cover because their fixtures are good and they need to start.
I agree. I feel like I want a little piece of United and I feel like I want a little piece of Liverpool. I've got a piece of Liverpool with Salah. I want another piece. The fixture run is incredible.
And they're playing really well.
Incredible. Yeah, they are.
Literally robbed at gunpoint with corruption and all kinds at the weekend.
That's a different pod, but yeah.
No, it's not a different pod. It's not a different pod. And to be perfectly honest, I'm still not ready. Robbed at gunpoint. At gunpoint.
I'll gloss over that. So quickly.
I'm not.
Okay fixture. We're leaky defensively. You could score some goals for sure. Everton at home, unreal. Forest at home, unreal. Luton away, unreal. Brentford at home, really good. City away, granted, is a tough fixture. Fulham at home, really good. Sheffield United away, unreal. Palace away, pretty good. That's an incredible run. It's an incredible run. And I want to be part of that run. The problem with Liverpool is, you've got Salah, who's nailed. It's who else? And that does depend a little bit on injury. So I don't mean bad. I never wish ill on a player. But it would have helped me, Gakpo being injured for 6 weeks, because then I just go Darwin. But now he's out for 2. It puts me off Darwin. So do I go Diaz? I like it. Doesn't play 90 minutes. And do I want this year with 10 minutes added time? That 90-minute player is a 100-minute player. And if Diaz is doing 65, 70 minutes, I don't know. I know he's capable. By the way, I like him as a player. And that's the reason why I'm struggling. I think he's really good. And I'd argue that he's underrated. I think he's a top player. I don't think we've seen the best of him yet. I really rate him. Look at how well he took the ghost goal at Spurs. I don't want to wind you up, but took the goal really well. He's a good player. So that's what tempts me. But at the same time, I've already talked to you about how many options I have in midfield. Do I think Bruno is a better option? Probably just. It just ticks a few more boxes, that's all. But that's an interesting one. The only other option I have, if Darwin concerns me and for some reason Højlund concerns me, he doesn't, but let's say he does, then I can blank my striker and just go Archer and then spend that money on going Richarlison to Bruno or Gordon to Bruno or Taylor to Trippier. I can spend that money elsewhere. But do I see a situation where I don't go either Darwin or Højlund? Probably not. Højlund excites me. He does excite me. And it's United cover. And like you mentioned earlier, Højlund would mean I don't have to go Bruno.
No.
Because if United go mad, Højlund is going to be involved. Sure. So, and Martial's crap. So he's pretty nailed. So yeah, that's pretty much where I am, guys. That's pretty much where I am. So happy with wildcard. Playing around with it all the time. Mainly based on price rises and price falls. I've been glued to that all week to not miss out on that. Team news has been big this week because we've had a lot of European press conferences. Team news on Friday is huge. That will dictate Darwin. It will dictate Diaby. It will dictate Richarlison. It will dictate a few. It will dictate a possible Botman. So yeah, it depends a lot on Friday's conferences.
I really could do with a Botman like
Coming back
surprise.
after international break. Oh, a Botman surprise game week 8.
Yeah.
It's so unlikely by the sound of it.
But, yeah, my move is going to be a defender one, and then maybe a 0.4 hit. I do need to watch out for price rises and falls because Rashford has fallen to 8.8, which means that now I only have a 0.1 buffer. And so if I go to Porro, what's Porro?
5 dead.
5 dead. So if I go Purvis to Porro, then it does give me a 0.2 buffer, which allows Salah to go up a little bit more. But like I'm now cooking on Salah being 12.6. This is scary amounts of cash, but it's
the perfect time to bring him in.
I know.
There's no better time.
I know. And
I've always
been
I say mixed on Salah. You know my opinion on Salah. I've always not negative Salah is harsh, but last year I went no Salah when everyone went Salah. This year I haven't gone Salah when some haven't, some have. I'm so sweet on him right now. Just look at that fixture run.
Yeah, no.
And the only game, and again I don't want to rub it, and I don't mean to. The only game he hasn't returned is the game he should have returned.
Yeah.
He's returning every other game.
It's literally, but like the reason why I'm scared, like, is so we're coming it up to an international break. Okay, so this international break's going to come. Liverpool have got Bournemouth, Brighton away, and then I want him in for the run after that.
Yeah.
Do I do it on the day? Because I'm over the international break, he could go up, he could go down.
Yeah, just check the price rise every night. Just try and remind yourself, and I'll be able to tell you.
But I'm cutting this, so I can't afford to get him in for more than 12.6.
I'll be surprised if he doesn't return against Brighton, and therefore I'd be surprised if he doesn't go up in the international break. People will be transferring him in.
Yeah, they will.
Because of that fixture run. So I would be surprised if he doesn't go to 12.7.
Therefore, I'm probably going to have to break my rules and go early.
Possibly. Yeah, possibly.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you for listening, and I swear I'm going to be cheerier next time. However,
I mean, I didn't talk for the first 10 minutes last time.
One return this week.
Yeah.
One.
At least, mate, your expectations are low. So if your expectations are low, you can't be disappointed.
I cannot believe, for example, this game week, how this game week was an average of 49 is beyond me.
So
who and where?
Watkins has killed it.
No, but how many people have Watkins? What's his ownership?
Yeah, but even so, like, I think he's 20-25% owned. If Watkins blanks, that average is 38, 39.
24.5% owned.
Yeah. But
wow.
You take that away, and the average is a lot less.
Wow. Okay. So anyway, thank you so much for listening. I will be. I feel like I'll be further in the mud. You'll struggle to be able to hear me next week, and then we've got a lovely international game week for me to really stew over that bad luck. And
2 weeks to get over it.
2 weeks to get over it, and then the run gets good. I feel like
and
things are going to turn.
The reason you're doing it is because in game week 17, when I'm panicking and I've got 4 injuries and I'm trying to make transfers and I'm worried about Man City's blank, and you've got a wild card, it might be the shoe on the other foot. And there's look, we did a wildcard last year. It initially didn't really pay off for me. So we're assuming my wildcard's going to pay off initially. It might not. It's FPL. We've seen how cruel this game. We've seen how cruel this game has been the last few weeks. It's been mad. Mad.
It is looking the right move.
This season is the craziest season I remember so far.
It's looking the right move. However, there are a couple of people that I want to highlight. Matt FPL is currently 4 million in the world. 4 million. I want to pull up his tweet from today. Just to finish on. Did
you hear about the guy that's 2,000 in the world and he was trying to do it with other people, and he got booted from the game?
What do you mean?
You need to look on Twitter. You'll see it on there. FBL Dan has tweeted about it. I think it was something like he was getting people involved in helping pick a team for like 50 people, and he was taking advice on who to change. But because therefore there was multiple accounts, FPL emailed him and said, "Sorry, we're taking your account down." And he was 2,000 in the world.
Oh my god!
I'll show you later. It's kicked off.
So ultimately, I'm ahead of him because he doesn't exist anymore.
Because he's deleted. Yeah, you got up one, mate. You got up at least one.
Yeah. But I have, what was I, 40,000th in the world? I'm now 300,000. So I've had a cataclysmic drop.
You're 300,000, and I am 1.6 million, mate. So, and I've used my bench boost.
Yeah, but you're shite.
You keep saying that. It's not true. You've learned everything you've learned everything you know from me, mate.
Numero 2 last year. So you're staring at
that. What about the 10 years before that?
Staring at numero uno. Numero uno.
I'm 1.6 million, and I've used my bench boost, and you're 300,000. You're bitching. You're in a good spot still, mate.
By the way, the game week 8 clean sheet statistics, has got Fulham at the top, 44%.
By the way, Leno is doing my head in. Everyone that has Leno that's getting lucky. My God.
Tottenham, 42%. Chelsea, 40%. Usually you're seeing like 70s here.
Oh, yeah. Clean sheets are not a thing this year. They're just not a thing. Attacking football, 100 minutes, they're just so hard. So, hence why I'm going cheap in defence.
So, worst
fullbacks that might get me a return.
I'm going to finish on this by FPL Matt. Worst start to the season I can remember. Who else is finding it tough this year? He scored 44 points this week. He took a -4, so 40. And he's currently 4.2 million in the world.
Wow. Yeah.
So, a little bit of positivity,
let's remember,
guys.
Folks, that's not good. But let's remember there's a long way to go.
There is.
There's triple captains, there's wild cards, there's free hits, there's bench boosts for most people. There's a long way to go.
Imagine if you wouldn't have done that bench boost. Imagine if you wouldn't have done that bench boost that week.
I'd have been in the complete mud. Absolutely. Yeah, last week was just an absolute shocker. But, Haaland could, in double game week, both home games, which we've seen now, triple captain, he could get 60, 75 points.
Well, the world, but it almost has destroyed. It's destroyed the triple captain week.
Yeah, but remember, there's people that have already triple captained him.
Yeah,
there is quite a few. There's some that might decide to free hit that week. So don't get me wrong. I reckon 80% of the game will triple captain in that week. But that means 25% of the game won't. So we'll see.
Okay, good. Right. We will reconvene this next week. And good luck, everyone. And special good luck to me, because I'm going to need it. Thank you so much.
If I don't beat you this week, I give up. Thanks, everyone.
Bye.